Just like that, with no warning, son. Hang on. Let me put on my lights. Because the lights are out, son. I'll sit here and talk to myself until people want to come on. And if no one wants to come on, I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I'm talking to my buddy that's got COVID, who I rolled with 1 week ago. So hopefully I don't get it. He beat the shit out of me, and then now maybe he gave me COVID as well. What's up, guys? See this dude that I'm talking to? This is my boy who beat me up at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and now they had to shut the gym down because he has COVID. So he had me in a guillotine. Seems unlikely that I wouldn't have gotten it. But that's all right, because I have the immune system of a fucking tiger. And also, I take a lot of vitamin D. What's up, guys? I'm good. Good. Fuck me. I like it, dude. How much will it be? Upset Dustin shocks the world. It'll be equal to DS. Oh, God, it'll be way bigger upset. Way bigger upset than DS1, man. DS1 is like, again, the reason why I was so gangster that Conor took that Conor, I know, actually used the heartbreaker to get it. Believe me, I've been thinking about that. I've been watching Kavanaugh's interviews, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, next time he tries to slap that on me, I'm going to fucking heartbreak him. But yeah, dude, like the Conor and Diaz fight was this like fluky 2-week thing, up 2 weight classes. Conor could have easily just been like, yo, it's a fluke at 170. And he just didn't and went back and fought him anyway. With Dustin right now, I mean, he is the number one contender, but to me, it would be a way bigger shock if Dustin won. Way bigger shock. Dude, what's crazy too is like I watched that press conference this morning, and I was like, damn, Lil Wayne and Kodak Black being pardoned, I think it's fucking awesome, and I wish he would have pardoned Joe Exotic. That would have been amazing. If he pardoned Joe Exotic, that would have made him a shoo-in to get reelected anytime he ran. That's what America's turned into, dude. You do some crazy shit. It's like, dude, you pardon Joe Exotic, that would have made you skyrocket in the polls. Everyone's like, God, I fucking hate politics, but I really like Tiger King. And so I think that's funny. Like, I think that's funny enough that maybe I'll vote for a guy now. Like, that's like fucking voting criteria in America now. I totally agree, dude. Dustin was super nervous. And so I did the video. Okay, so I watched it. I did the video. I shot the video this morning. And then when I put the footage in of Dustin and Conor in the face-off, I didn't watch it again. I just, because like I had watched it live and I was like, oh, okay, Conor's got some fight in him. Dustin's got some fight in him. And then when I watched my own video back and watched that footage back, I was like, Jesus, like Dustin looks super intimidated even in the face-off. I don't even know what the fuck I was looking at. Like he looks so nervous. He looks, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I've been in presentations before, you know, like where you know you're underprepared or you're like new in a job or something and you have like fucking eyeballs on you. Like usually you don't freak out about the people you're presenting to, but more like the people in your company that are watching you and you're presenting some super important thing and you can feel yourself like, usually like if you're new in a job, like that's what Dustin looked like to me. Like he was freaking out. And I don't know, I just can't even imagine what it would feel like to be him right now. You know, it's just, everyone's just like, no, he did not look annoyed. He looked nervous. He looked nervous as fuck. And I can't, again, here's the other thing. He could have been in the middle of a weight cut. That's one thing I will throw at him, dude. He could have been in the middle of a weight cut and he's all fucked up. Like, I mean, when you're cutting, because he looked very gaunt also. Like he looked skinny and, you know, yeah, no, I saw what Weasel said about the press conference. So I watched the press conference. I saw the Weasel's pop-up come up as I was editing. And so he and I read it exactly the same. Like I saw his title for his video before I watched it. But you know, he said Dustin looked really nervous, and I was already like editing, and I totally agree with him, obviously. If Poirier wins, trilogy. God, I hope this is not COVID that's stuffing my nose up. I really do. His face is sucked in. Yeah, that's why I think not maybe. I mean, he is in the middle of a fucking weight cut. But if Poirier wins, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not like, I think people think that I'm like being a a Conor dick rider here. That's not what's going on. I assume people can tell if they watch my shit consistently. Like, I can be real objective when it comes to fucking breaking down fights. Like, I like Conor, of course, but like, this has nothing to do with that. This is about, he is one of the most exceptional fighters in the history of the sport. And he's one of the most mentally tough people. And like, the Khabib buildup, I said it, McSmalley said it. Anybody who like is reading him was like, damn, man, there's like something fucking off about this guy. And whatever that feeling was that I had going into the Khabib fight, where I was like, I don't know, man. He seems off. Like, I see the exact opposite of that. Like, where he looks so together. Like, he looks like exactly what he said. He's like, I really hope Dustin's the one that can last longer than fucking 60 seconds, but I'm just not very confident because no one lasts longer than 60 seconds with me right now. I know. Thanks, buddy. What do I think Dustin's best shot at winning is in this extreme? Fuck, man. I don't have any idea how he wins. That's like, wait, Jesse, what did McGregor mean? We both know what it is I'm in there. I don't know. I couldn't hear what Conor said. Dustin's best shot at winning. Fuck, dude. I'm being serious. Like, I don't know. I really don't. Like, I mean, because here's the other thing. The common sense answer to that is Dustin needs to stay away and just somehow survive the first round. And then as the, middle of the second round, Conor tends to slow down a little bit. I mean, and you can't even really say that, because the only person you can really say that about is the Nate Diaz fight. And he's up at 170 pounds. And Conor has said that the reason why he had bad cardio is because he wasn't prepared for 155. And if you look at his fucking body, okay, like, it's very clear that he's been doing something very different now, right? You could just look at him. Like, he looks like he's chiseled out of fucking wood. Like, there's something different, right? And what he said is it's all about his cardio. So it's possible that the one weakness that you could theoretically point to, which is like, maybe he gets tired in the later rounds, he might have corrected that, in which case Dustin has no fucking chance, like none, unless, I mean, listen, one thing that Conor is vulnerable to that no one's ever really kind of beat him up on is his front. He's real heavy on his front leg. So if someone really fucking battered his front leg, that's why I'm really interested in that Gaethje fight. Because if Gaethje just fucking battered that, no one can absorb legs, like leg kicks, that many leg kicks. Like, it doesn't matter. If you're heavy on your front leg and someone like Gaethje fucking tattoos your leg, you can't eat very many of those, right? Now, Dustin was somehow able to absorb more fucking leg kicks from Justin Gaethje than you would think any human would be able to. He could barely even walk. Like, if you guys remember, if you guys have never seen the Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje fight, fucking watch that fight, dude. If you want to see how tough Dustin Poirier is, watch that fight. It's unreal, dude. If you look at the Eddie Alvarez, Conor looks fine in the middle of the second. Yeah, totally. I totally agree. If Conor's taken no punishment, he hasn't had to clinch. Against Nate Diaz, he was forced to clinch a little bit, which is maybe why he got tired. But then against Nate Diaz, he got his win back. He was tired in the third, and then in the fourth, he was back, man. Jesse, in my opinion, Dustin needs to win. He needs to do a Stipe Miocic and attack the body. Yep, that's 100% true. And also mix it up with grappling and leg kicks. I totally agree. I agree 100%. The problem is that Conor is a fucking surgeon. So if you want to attack his body, you don't see people throw long, straight punches into the body. You're going to have to get close, and you're going to have to rip hooks. And if you're that close to Conor, it's real hard to get close to Conor without getting punched directly in the fucking temple. So we'll see, man. I think he's really got to kick his legs. I don't know. What do I think that Khabib will say in the meeting, Dana, next month? I'm glad you asked me that. Okay, check this out. So the most meaningful thing that I've heard as it relates to what's Khabib going to do, I heard today. Okay, today. Now, obviously, I want this. I will fully acknowledge one thing, okay? I've known that fight's going to happen, assuming Conor runs through Dustin, just because of the pressure that was going to be there. And I understand how his brain works. He's a fucking murderous, fearsome competitor, right? And also, What's the one thing? Okay, so Conor fucked with him in all the, like Conor was fucking with him in the build up to their last fight, right? And he said all kinds of shit. And Khabib didn't give a fuck. None of it. Every single thing that Conor said, Khabib's like, why don't you just send me your location? Like, why don't you just send me your location and I'll come by myself and fuck you up? How about that? How about you just give me a location, right? And that it just cut all the way through all Conor's shit. The only thing that pissed Khabib off, the one thing that Conor said that pissed him off was when Conor said he was scared to come off the bus, right? So he's like, you were scared to come off that bus. Every time Khabib would respond to that and would be like, fuck you, you know, because that was like the one thing that he couldn't let slide was that the idea that he was scared to come off the bus, okay? And then they fight and he jumps over the fence into a crowd of people, okay? That tells me a lot about Khabib, which is he is like, there are really strong people. Of course, people are really strong. And then there are certain things, if you understand how they're built, you can predict what they're going to do. And what that tells me is Khabib's never going to allow a person to stick a finger in his chest and people perceive that Khabib turned down a challenge. Like if somebody stuck a finger in his chest, just the idea that he was challenged and he didn't fucking respond to that is 100% unacceptable to him. Okay. So you think like that, right? You can't let it, he can't even let Conor like bring up that bus shit. As soon as he finishes the fight, he jumps over the fence and attacks a fucking gigantic group of people. Okay. What do you think about that? Okay. Now, what happens when Conor goes in there and showcases an exceptional set of skills and fucking dirt naps Dustin in 90 seconds when it took Khabib, you know, whatever, a round and a half, whatever it is. But just Conor looks incredible. And then Conor calls him out on the mic, which he will. And he'll say he can only run for so long. He won't be disrespectful. He'll say, if he wants to scurry away, he doesn't want this. I understand. He's scared. Okay. That is the equivalent of you're scared to come off the bus. And that Khabib will respond to, in my opinion. Also, as it relates to Khabib's mindset, DC did an interview today. And he was like, he said that when they were on Fight Island and he ran into, you know, DC and Khabib are like fucking best friends. I mean, like they're incredibly close. And he said that Khabib asked him and was like, what do you think I should do? And DC was like, I don't know. It's up to you, man. He's like, no, but what do you want me to do? He's like, ask him because DC is like Khabib's coach, not like he is one of Khabib's coaches. And so he said, like, what should I do? And DC told him, he's like, I don't care what you do, man. It's totally up to you. If you want to fight him, I'll support you or whatever. But if Khabib is asking DC, what should I do? What does that mean? It means his mind's not made up. It means he's making a decision. And if Conor knocks Dustin out and then calls him out on the mic, he's fucking doing the fight, man. I'll tell you that right now. I've always known that's what was going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I might have been overzealous that the whole thing's a fucking plan, but I knew they were going to fight because I knew the pressure would be immense and I understand him. He's going to fucking fight him, man. I mean, this is all, I mean, if Dustin wins, he won't, but I still think he'll fight Charles Oliveira. I mean, honestly, I think he'll fight Charles Oliveira because, like, you know, he's talking to Dave. He's like, you know, I did everything that I wanted to do in my career. You know, I don't really see any reason to fight. But Charles Oliveira looked pretty interesting. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. You know, I would never cheat on my girlfriend. But who's that girl that was with your cousin? I mean, I would never put a hand on her. I'm just asking. You know, like, I'm just curious. I would never do anything. But give me your number. It's a bad example as it relates to Khabib because obviously he would never fucking do that. But I just, you know what I mean? Okay, I just talked for an hour. Let me see what else we got. Shagmaster. Conor has been avoiding the real challenge this whole time, and I just can't receive. Oh, man. Every fucking time. These guys know a good CM Punk joke. I'll laugh every fucking time, dude. It's because it catches me off guard every time. You guys frame them really well where I think I'm reading a real fucking question and then it's CM Punk, dude. If Dustin tries to engage like he did against Hooker, he will get – that's a fact. Yeah. And Saeed, you're 100% right. If he tries to go in there and just bang like he did against Hooker, he's going fucking night-night. Here's the other thing about Conor's, you know, like his new cardio is like, think about if he really can fight like he does in the first and second round through four. Like, imagine if he had cardio like Max Holloway. He would never fucking lose except to maybe Khabib. Like, that's it. The only type of fighter who could beat him would be like the best grappler ever, who's exceptional on his feet and you know, able to never get touched like Khabib. That's one of the things that was most kind of impressive about Khabib's performance against Conor was the amount of time that he stood on his feet and he didn't get hurt. I mean, he ate a couple shots, but you know, wait, we all know it's Artem. Oh man, I'm gonna laugh at that too. CM Punk is the GOAT. Yep, Artem's the GOAT. Dude, Artem versus CM Punk, that would actually okay, like all joking aside, like the same way that I said Trump should have pardoned Joe Exotic, like people will respond to things that are funny. You know, like if you pardon Joe Exotic, that's fucking funny, man. I don't care if you're the president of the United States or whatever. That's funny. Everyone's going to think that's funny. And honestly, that would have lightened the mood in the country too. You know, like everybody's so mad. You know, everybody's so fucking mad. Oh, Biden stole the election. Oh, fucking Trump, they're going to burn down the fucking country. It's like, shut the fuck up. Okay. Everybody just shut up, you know? And if Trump would have pardoned Joe Exotic, everybody could have collectively laughed together. Been like, he pardoned fucking, like, who would have had like a vested interest besides Carol Baskin with fucking Joe Exotic staying in jail? Like everyone would have collectively laughed. They would have thought that shit's funny. I should have been his political advisor. I'm like, look, man, you want to really like put a stamp on your presidential, you know, career? Pardon the fucking meth head from Florida or Oklahoma or whatever. Dana said that Khabib said if they put on a show, he's going to come back. Yep. And I mean, just honestly, like, dude, put yourself in Khabib's like position, you know, like the guy has bulletproof principles, right? And I will say this, like, I will say this for sure. If Khabib's mom for real, put her foot down and was like, I don't feel comfortable with you fighting anymore without your father, you know, I don't think he would fight. I just don't. But especially the way that he's talked about in the interviews where it doesn't sound like she really put her foot, like, it's like he's just leaving the door open and he is in his prime. Here's the other thing. Even if he says he's not going to fight now, and I haven't talked about these on videos because I think it's probably going to happen in 2021. But like, even if he says, you know what, I'm hanging it up, and Dana strips him, and then they do, you know, whatever, Conor versus Oliveira, Conor versus Chandler, whatever it is for the belt. If Conor rattles off 3 victories, he's coming back, dude. Like, he's coming back. If he doesn't fight now, it's not because he doesn't want to fight anymore. It's because he's saying, I don't have any challenges left. That's why the outcome of this fight is so important, is because Khabib is literally just like, I don't need the fucking money. I need a challenge. I need a reason that I want to train. And Khabib has been about legacy always. So if there's a perceived kind of, you know, what, I mean, here's the other thing. What is legacy, right? Like, seriously, what is legacy? Because this is a fucking simple answer. It is the collective opinion of the public, right? Period. Like, that's what legacy actually is. If someone wins 30 in a row and everyone's like, yeah, but that fucking guy beat nothing but tomato cans. All of them were at the end of their career. No one's, you know, whatever. And then they have no legacy, even though that maybe they earned it, right? I mean, seriously. Like, so it's about the opinion of the public. And so if the public collectively agrees that this is a totally different Conor, and that the fact that Khabib beat Conor back then is not the same as him beating him this time, and that there's unfinished business, Khabib's going to respond to that, in my opinion. And also Dana is he's just going to make it happen, assuming that Conor wins. But you think Khabib likes Conor and vice versa? I do not think that that's impossible, actually, because they were buddies before. I meant to make a video about this, but there's an interview with Khabib. See, that's what I've always known with Conor, that his shit with Khabib is all about competition with Conor, for sure. I think that he lost his goddamn mind going into that fight and said a bunch of super disrespectful shit that he couldn't take back. I think it was partially he was on drugs and drinking and shit. He had won everything, $100 million. And then I also think that the fact that Khabib wasn't getting rattled was rattling him. And so he just kept trying to escalate it, you know. But so I think that he may have said shit that, I mean, Khabib doesn't seem like a guy that you could say a lot of shit to, where he's just going to be like, oh, you know, it's all in the game. Like, Conor talks shit about his fucking wife, man. Like, I mean, serious. I mean, whoever manages Conor's Twitter said you're married to a towel about his wife. Okay. Like, if someone said that about my wife, I'm not as fucking steel-eyed as Khabib. If someone said that shit about my wife, I'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, if I didn't think it would benefit you, I would smash your face in again. But, you know, but who knows? I mean, I don't know. Like, I it's weird to even think about, like, what does Conor look like to Khabib right now, right? Because Conor is a completely different person now. I mean, literally, like, he's a completely different person. So I have no idea what he looks like. I did predict that this is what Conor would do, didn't I? I said he was going to come out super respectful. And this is the reason he's behaving this way, A, is because he doesn't need to talk shit anymore, right? Like, you come out of the gate hot because you're trying to build a name for yourself. Like, Conor could fucking never do another press conference ever, and he'll still be the biggest star in the sport every time that he comes and fights. Assuming that he's winning his fights. He just doesn't need to do that shit anymore. But simultaneously, he knows Khabib holds all the cards. Like, he knows the worst thing Khabib could do would be to not give him another rematch. I mean, Khabib doesn't give him a rematch and he wins unless Conor rattles off victories that turn the public's opinion that Conor could beat Khabib. And that's the whole point. Okay. I'm not saying that I don't think anybody can beat Khabib, most likely. Although, we obviously want to see what this version of Conor looks like. Although a fight against Dustin doesn't really have any bearing on a Khabib matchup. But the whole thing is like, if the public believes that Conor could theoretically win this one, it becomes the biggest fight ever, right? People will watch it either way, but if people actually believe that it's possible that Conor could win, it'll be the biggest fight ever. If Khabib and Conor fight again, who wins? It's impossible to answer right now. I mean, there's no indication that he could beat Khabib as of now. Well, I mean, I don't know, and I don't see what could change by him beating up Dustin Poirier as it relates to a Khabib matchup. There's literally no crossover there. Like, Dustin, this is the thing. You asked me again how Dustin could win. If Dustin can clinch with Conor early, it's going to require him to get very close to Conor. And Conor broke Cowboy's orbital bone with a fucking shoulder strike. Okay. So getting close to Conor is danger zone. But Dustin's tough as fuck, man. And if he can stay close enough that Conor can't sit on a shot, maybe he can get him a little bit tired. I don't know. But again, even still, clinching with Dustin has nothing to do with Khabib's single leg. And I think it's fair to say that Conor or any other person can train their ground game for the next 100 fucking years, and you're going to be at a tremendous disadvantage if Khabib gets you down. I mean, he's never lost a fucking round. Okay. He's never lost a round. So I don't see how you can pick against him. I'm dressed like I'm from The Sopranos. That's true. And if you could see what I'm wearing down here, I'm wearing more Sopranos gear. I have actually I took it back to the old school. I have like full sweatsuits now. That's the thing about fucking lockdown, dude. You can wear whatever the hell you want. Like, if I don't have to get dressed for work, I do look like I dress for the fucking Sopranos. And if I ever end up doing this full time, oh God. If I have the gloves completely off, where I'm just literally like a podcaster / fucking YouTube personality, oh God, my style will be so sick. And I'll say whatever I want. Okay. You got to keep in mind, if I seem like I'm talking completely off the cuff, I'm not. I'm always scaling it back because, I do high-tech sales. Someone runs into my channel. That's why I had to take a lot of the fucking fight stories down. It's like, someone runs into a story about me beating the shit out of a bunch of college football players. It's like, I don't know how that's going to reflect on my employment status. You know what I mean? Okay. So, man, I'm way behind. What do my thoughts on Hooker and Chandler? Do I think Chandler ends up like Askren? No. Chandler's really good. Chandler's really good. And, like, Ben Askren is so one-dimensional that you could, I don't know, like, he's so fucking one-dimensional that, you kind of could predict that, like, if he fight, because look, like, so whatever happened with the Lawler fight, I don't even need to comment on that. Then Masvidal happens, and then Dana puts him against Damian Maia. Okay, now there's two ways to read that, right? So Askren gets 5-second knocked out with a knee through his fucking temple that looked like the first rigor mortis fucking knockout I've seen in a long time, where it looked like he was dead. And then they put him against Damian Maia. Now, Dana White fucking hates Ben Askren, okay? I don't care if they get along, whatever, like in public, he hates him. And the reason for that is because Ben Askren was the one who started talking shit about getting steroids out of the sport. Like, we have USADA partially because of Ben Askren making fucking noise about, why don't you just implement USADA if you want to do it? I mean, look, like, they wanted to sell the company. Maybe it had something to do with that, but I do know that Ben Askren was very vocal about implementing fucking better steroid testing. And I don't see why Dana would think that's a good thing. Why would you not want your fighters fucking on juice? You know what I mean? You get Randy Couture fighting until he's 48. Like, how is that a bad thing? You don't want to see fucking prime Anderson Silva against prime Israel Adesanya? Because that's what you have. You know, honestly, if Anderson Silva was allowed to do juice and HGH, he'd still be fucking prime. You get to see Izzy versus prime Anderson. Now you don't. You know, what's the fucking upside of these guys? You know, I mean, obviously the downside is people basically have to use juice, right? Like, you can't have half the people on testosterone just getting the shit beat out of, sorry, people not on testosterone getting the shit beat out of them by the people who are. But yeah, I think, but anyway, Chandler is fast. He's got big power. You know, Dan Hooker really is a nightmare matchup for him, though. Dan Hooker said that in the build or in the press conference. He's 100% right. Dan Hooker's entire game is about staying away from wrestlers, and he's going to be able to hit Chandler from a mile away. Like, Chandler's going to have to figure out a way to slip a front kick or slip a jab and then hit him with an overhand right or something. I mean, if he hits him, I mean, make no mistake about it, Chandler could knock anyone out. You can tell that just from watching him hit fucking pads, man. The guy's got titanic power. He's a compact little fucker. This is shit that I do know, is like being short, you know, and then having to fight guys like that. Like, that's exactly what it's like for me, is fighting these long ass guys. But then if I got inside to where I could rip, oh man, those big guys, they try to circle out, wow, just crush their ribs. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen Dan Hooker like get taken down and controlled. And I don't know. I don't know. All I remember, every Hooker fight I think of, he's standing up and stays there. Khabib kills himself to make weight. He should go up and fight Covington. Dude, I would fucking love if Khabib went up and fought at 170. I would love that. Man, you know, like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I'll be 10 out of 10 excited about Khabib fighting Conor. But if we really only had one fight left of his, like if he's going to fight one last time, and it was like he's either going to fight Conor or he's going to go up to 170 and fight for the belt there, whether it be against Gilbert Burns or Kamaru Usman, man, I'm actually not, I can't say that I would be more excited about him fighting Conor than I would about him going to 170 and fighting. If I had to just, you know, I mean, obviously the spectacle obviously would be incredible with Conor and Khabib, but I think I already know what's going to happen there. You know, even though I love Conor, I love, like I've said a million times, Khabib and Conor are my two favorite fighters. Find a person who will tell you that, you know, just like I say, like I am one of the only Americans that's like legit not a Democrat or a Republican. Like Khabib and Conor are my two fucking favorite fighters. I love them both equally. So like, you know, but I just, you know, and I don't think anyone else at 155 pounds beats Conor, especially not now. But I just can't figure out how does he beat Khabib? How, you know, how? I mean, the only way it seems realistic is like if you picture the way Khabib fought Gaethje and he tried to stand right in front of Conor for the first, you know, couple rounds and Conor caught him. But like if he shoots a single leg, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. But yeah, man, if Khabib went up and he fought for the belt at 170, can you fucking imagine how fired up you'd be for that fight? Like I would be, oh man, I'd be so excited. If that was going to be his swan song, he's like, I'm going for 30-0 and I want to really, really challenge myself. So I'm going to go up and fight fucking Kamaru Usman, or I think I'd be more excited about Kamaru Usman than Gilbert Burns, only because Kamaru Usman's so fucking big. You know, like the idea of seeing Khabib go up and fight Kamaru, who's a fucking monster, dude. He's so big. Even though I do think Gilbert Burns is a tougher matchup just because his jiu-jitsu is so bananas. But yeah, that would be amazing. Tony Ferguson is the type of guy to wipe his ass before taking a dump. Yeah. Conor won't last 5 rounds. He'll be he might be gassed out in the 4th if he hasn't knocked out Dustin 7 times by the 4th round, dude. Like it's not happening, dude. He's going to knock Dustin out in the first round. Conor looks very motivated, but he looks a little old in appearance. Like no. Dude, Tony Ferguson's 37. Conor's 31. Like there's no comparison between those two ages. He looks different. Hang on. Sorry, I just lost my spot. Every once in a while, it'll just go like, it'll like jump down. Do you guys want to hear a funny story unrelated to this? So did you guys hear as my hair? Let me scroll down to the bottom and make sure that I can see your guys' did any of you guys see the RIP Joe Rogan? I hope that's a fucking joke. Okay. Yeah, that's not funny. But I'm actually now you're gonna make me Google that. Fuck you guys. Okay. Jesus. That is not a fucking funny joke. Anyway, so yeah, so like fuck, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So did any of you guys hear the story that I told on TikTok where I talked about how my buddy caught his wife banging another dude, like with the iPad? Anybody heard that story? Because there's an additional story to that. All right, I'll give it to you guys. So here's the deal. So buddy of mine, he's married to this girl. They've been married forever. No, not married forever. They've been married for about 7 years. But prior to that, they were, I mean, you know, like every once in a while, you're like, I mean, I'm sure everybody has like a friend who's dating a girl and you're like, Jesus, why don't you fucking break up, dude? You guys hate each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys fucking hate each other. Why are you together? Okay, they were like that. Now, the way that they ended up together in the first place was one of those kind of like weird ass stories where she had been together with this guy for like 6 years. Okay. She's smoke show, man. She's really hot. I probably shouldn't show her a picture when I'm going to tell this story, but she'd been together with this guy forever. Her and the guy break up, and my buddy Nick is literally together with her fucking instant. Like, it was like so bizarre. Like she literally was like one of those girls, you know, or some girls and guys have this thing where it's like they visualize their life when they were younger, and they're like, when I'm this age, I will be married, I will have one child, and I will live in a house with a picket fence. You know, I don't never done that at all, dude. Like, but some people do. They have like their life all fucking planned out. And so I think she was one of those, because I think, you know, she's in like her mid to late 20s at the time. And she broke up with this dude. And then all of a sudden my buddy Nick was like together with her. They're living together. 5 seconds later, they're flying to Bali. And, you know, she's super hot. So we're like, damn, like Nick's going to Bali with that girl again? Or, you know, so quick, like, good for him. He's going to fucking tap that ass something mean in Bali. And no, she's not as hot as Chrissy. That's correct. That is correct. I'm 5'10". So anyway, so they're together, but then my buddy is the most jealous fucking dude on earth. It's because he's caught every single girl he's ever been together with fucking other guys, like, or at least cheating on him. I don't know, whatever. Like, one of his girls fucked our other friend, fucked my best friend. This is the lowest moment of my buddy's life. Like both of them, like, where, you know, I didn't, you know, it's just a whole thing. This is our last year of college. Nick had left school and gone home. We thought that he wasn't together with this girl anymore. And so when my buddy banged her, it was still a shitty thing to do, but he thought it was his ex-girl. You know what I mean? Like, he thought it was, what? He's telling a story, chill out. Anyway, yeah, so he bangs he thinks he's banging his ex. It ends up being his girlfriend. So anyway, bottom line is Nick is a fucking lunatic with girls. Like, he'll accuse, he's the kind of guy that, like, you know, anything. Like, he's like, is this a business card? Who's this fucking guy? Who the fuck is this guy? You know, and she's like, it's a person I met who's doing, you know, like any little thing like that. And he just assumes the worst always. So she also was jealous. So their relationship was bananas, man. Like, absolutely fucking crazy. Fight. So they get married, and all of us are like, geez. So I guess it was either, you know, break up or just get married. So they get married. Anytime that they would come meet us, man, like, you could just feel the tension in the room, like where they would walk in and you know, you could just tell, you're like, oh, they just got in a fight. You know, like when people walk in and they're like, you know, it's a feeling that Gabrielle and I have literally never given anyone, because we don't fucking fight. And we sure as hell don't fight and then go to parties. But so anyway, so they have a kid. Then it's been a couple of years, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. They had a second kid, right? So they had a second kid, and probably, Jesus, 4 to 5 weeks after she has a second kid, me, my buddy Colin, Nick, and a bunch of our other friends are going up to this fish camp thing. My buddy has like this private camping thing. It's fucking amazing. We do it once a year. And Colin flies in from LA. He's like, hey, I'm going to stay at Nick's house. And then you come pick us up and then we'll go up to fish camp. I was like, okay, cool. 6 a.m, the day that we're leaving, which was the night. So Colin came in, spent the night. Nick pusses out on shit all the time. Like he's like the king of fucking, yeah, I'm going. And then he doesn't go. So he texts at 6 a.m. He's like, hey bro, I can't go. And I was like, dude, you're not flaking out. He's like, I found out that fucking, his girl is fucking another guy. And I was like, so anyway, I'm telling the story for too long, but here's the deal. So his girl, because Colin had come over, went to her mom's house to just like hang out while he hung out with Colin. And they had an iPad that was the kids that had her iCloud on it, right? So it updated and apparently the settings changed. So all of a sudden on the kid's iPad, all of her text messages start coming through. So Nick is sitting here looking at an iPad and his girl is texting with this dude. Like she's over at her mom's and she's texting with this dude. And he like freaks out. He brings it over to Colin. He's all, dude, this is Ashley. He's like, am I looking at what I think I'm looking at? He's like, because I don't know. I'm freaking the fuck out. And like, sometimes I see things that I don't think are, maybe there, but like, what am I looking at? And right when he hands it to Colin, the text message that comes in from the dude is like, he's like, so how long until I can bottom you out again? And she's like, maybe another week, then you can bottom me out again. Bottom me out. Okay. From his wife to another dude. Okay. So Colin's like, fuck, man. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know what to tell you here, man. This is exactly what you think it is. So anyway, they get divorced, obviously, over, a bunch of drama. Nick said a bunch of stupid shit because he was so mad and he texted it to her. And I was like, so I'm like being his lawyer. I'm up at fish camp and he's telling me what he said. And I'm like, Nick, dude, you need to fucking in writing text and apologize for that, dude. I know you're mad. And like, you can't say shit like that. Like, you can't say shit. No matter how mad you are, she's going to use this against you. She's going to fucking bury you in divorce court. Like, at the second that you've decided you're splitting up, you need to think of her as your fucking enemy, dude. She's not your wife anymore. Right now, she's a person who's going to try to take all your money. And so what you just said there can be construed as racist. I know you were just mad, but you need to fucking apologize for that. And you should apologize for that anyway. Anyway, they get divorced. So today, the producers of The Bachelor hit me up because I know them. And they're like, or they hit up Gabrielle actually. And they're like, hey, we're casting for the next season of The Bachelor and we're looking for single dads. And it's really hard to find, like good looking, like cool single dads, like, do you know any? And so I just proposed Nick as the fucking bachelor, like to the Bachelor. And who knows? I mean, like if he ends up being the Bachelor, that'll be like the fucking to think of a big group of girls fighting over being together with him is the funniest thing ever because they're going to get married to him and he's going to be like, what is this shit in your fucking phone? He was already a lunatic before this shit happened. Anyway, that's the story. So, has the most unfortunate friends in his circle. No, dude, what it is, honestly, is like my friends were all sleazebags in college. And so then like you just kind of accidentally like, they just end up with sleazy girls. I mean, I had nothing but sleazy girls until I met Gabrielle. That's why I fucking married her. As soon as I was together with her, I was like, Jesus, I'm never going to do better than this ever. Okay. Reyes won against Jon Jones. I think that was, I don't know, man. I watched that fight back. I actually think Jon Jones won. Very, very close. Volk beats Ortega by decision. Or Ortega catches him in the fourth. Dude, here's the thing about that. That's actually a great topic. So, when I'm picking Conor to beat Dustin in the first round, the reason I'm doing that is because it's like, okay, just like I saw someone in the comments bring this up. It's like, dude, how does a person win versus how can a person lose, whatever. It's like Dustin Poirier got knocked out in the first round at 155 by Michael Johnson. Okay, so he can be knocked out in the first round. Conor is way more likely to knock a person out in the first round than any other person at 155. So like, that's how you get there. With Volkanovski, he's never been knocked down other than against Max in the second round of the second fight. So like picking someone to knock him out, that's a tough it's a tough pick for me. You know what I mean? Because like it's never happened before. Now Aldo had never been knocked out either. Not fucking Conor dirt napped him in 10 seconds. But like, I don't know. I'm very interested in that Ortega fight. He looked great against the Korean Zombie. Volkanovski's much faster and has more cardio than the Korean Zombie, though. Conor versus Colby, that's a great matchup. That's a fucking great matchup. Because that's the thing is like people. So someone just asked a really good question, Eric Moran. How do I think that Conor would do against the top 5 in the welterweight division? Okay, so you got Kamaru Usman. Usman is so big, dude. He's so if Usman gets his hands on Conor, I mean, Conor, like if he clinches with Conor, he's going to be able to take him down, right? The thing is that like people watch the Khabib fight and they assume that because Khabib took Conor down, because you got to also keep in mind the Chad Mendes fight, Conor really did have an injured knee, he had a torn ACL. Okay, so like his ability to scramble really was compromised. Against Khabib, you think like, oh, if Khabib could take him down at 155, then these guys at 170 will for sure be able to take him down. And that's true in the event that they clinch with him. But the other thing is, the reason why people going up a weight class, they tend to win is because they're so much faster. They're used to people being faster. And Khabib getting Conor to the ground is just as much about speed as it is about anything else. Because Khabib is sitting there, he's good enough on his feet that you have to at least be acknowledged. And then he's fucking on your leg so fast. And Usman's not going to be able to do that. Usman's not going to be able to get on Conor's leg that fast, you know, and Conor can knock anyone out. So I actually don't think that Usman fight is as cut and dry as people would, you know, think. It's just if Usman gets a hold of Conor, he's going to take him down. He's going to fucking smash him. I mean, but that's a huge mismatch on the feet. Huge. But honestly, Usman Usman versus Masvidal, it would probably look just like that, honestly. The next, so Gilbert Burns. I actually think Conor would beat Gilbert Burns. And the reason is because Gilbert Burns isn't as good at takedowns. And Gilbert Burns will be confident on his feet. And so he'll try to stand with Conor. And I think Conor would knock him out. You know, I like anybody who wants to fucking try their luck standing with Conor, dude. And they can be knocked out. They're going fucking night-night. Dan Hooker knocked out Gilbert Burns, right? Now, I think Gilbert Burns would beat Kamaru Usman. And I think Conor would beat Gilbert Burns. And I think Gilbert Burns would beat Kamaru Usman. I mean, it's all about matchups, strengths and weaknesses. Colby is a very interesting fight. Very interesting fight. Because Colby, generally, how he makes his entry is by throwing volume punches, and then he moves in, he throws a lot of punches. Dude, you throw volume punches at Conor, you get knocked out. But if he moves quickly, because he does move quickly, his shot is crazy fast. So, yeah, it's hard to say. I would probably pick Colby in that fight. Probably, but not super confidently. Like, yeah, I mean, you know, just bottom line, Colby and Usman are tremendous top fighters. So if they're able to get Conor to the ground, it's trouble for sure. And again, Colby's never been knocked out, you know, like fast. He got, you know, finished in the Usman fight after fucking 1,000 punches to the face. And the only reason that he was standing for that long is because Usman and his wrestling nullified each other, right? So they stood in front of each other and banged. He wouldn't do that with Conor. So it's hard to say. Masvidal, that fight I fucking love. But I'm picking Conor in that fight because, like I said, if someone's going to stand with Conor, I'll never pick the other guy. I'll never pick another guy. Like if they're going to stand in front of Conor, I'm picking Conor, period. Nate Diaz is the only one that gives him real problems because you cannot knock him out, you know? And, you know, not like, you know, like Masvidal doesn't get knocked out either, but Masvidal's like, he's slick, you know, he doesn't get hit hard. That's why, you know, he got hit by Till and he recovered, but Nate Diaz there's like something wrong with him. Like no matter what you hit him with, he's not going down. Okay. I'm not, hang on. Someone has said, I just got jumped on and said, I'm not feeling this new Conor, I think. Hang on. What was my reaction when Khamzat and Edwards got fucking canceled for the second time? I was unhappy. Can you imagine that? Well, now I'm stoked because it would be over. All right. It'd be fucking over. Now we still get to look forward to it. I do think, I'll say this, I think they're doing the right thing, not rescheduling, because Edwards versus Khamzat Chimaev is the perfect fight for both of them. And it really is. Like, I think that people look at it like Edwards is getting a raw deal. And I'm like, dude, you guys don't understand the fucking fight business if that's what you think. Like, you're out of your, that is 100% not true. Just the fact that they lined Leon Edwards up against Khamzat Chimaev, even if they didn't fight, is a huge benefit to him, man. Huge, because now everybody's paying attention to Leon Edwards where they weren't paying attention before. Rocco, thank you very much. A buddy of mine always says Nate Diaz is too stupid to be knocked out. Dude, have you seen the video where I can't remember exactly what they said, but they're like, don't you think it's ironic that that blah 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 blah? And he gives some weird answer, and they're like, wait, what? And then he goes over and whispers to his coach. He's like, hey, what do ironic mean? It's priceless. Now, I'm not talking shit about fucking Nate Diaz because my jiu-jitsu coach, Cesar Gracie, is his coach. And if he saw it, he would strangle me to death. And also, I would never talk shit about Nate Diaz. But I was actually hanging out with Nate, with Cesar Gracie's wife the other night. And we were talking about the Conor fight coming up. And she's like, I went to 2 Conor fights. I was like, which one? She's like, the Nate Diaz one. She's like, the first one sucked. The second one was awesome. And I was like, you mean that in reverse, right? And she's like, yeah, because Nate lost the first one and won the second one. I was like, no, reverse. And she didn't believe me. She like looked it up on her phone. And I was like, I mean, I'm certainly not going to be rude to Cesar Gracie's wife and get my fucking head popped off the back of my neck, but I am 100% positive that Nate won the first one and lost the second one. But she's so cool, dude. Cesar Gracie's wife is a fucking boss. And so is Cesar. He would have been teaching fucking class tonight that I was going to go to. I've never been in one of the classes that he teaches. Like, there's another, like he runs a gym. He's in there all the time. I bullshit with him all the time, but he's actually coaching this week. But, fuck, I'm actually not supposed to be talking about this on here. It's too late now. A dude in our class got COVID. One of my like really good buddy has COVID. So they shut the gym down, but he's sick too, man. He's sick. Which probably means, honestly, that like fucking everybody in the gym had it, or at least lots of people, and he was just the unlucky one that's actually sick, so he went and got tested. But, yeah. Actually, you guys don't even know where I live. Don't go calling around Cesar Gracie gyms and fucking ratting people out. I thought Masvidal and Ben Askren were best friends. Yeah. Wait, Brian Johnson. Francis would smash Henry. Come on. Yeah, I think it's a joke, dude. Pretty sure they're joking, given that Francis weighs 140 pounds more than fucking Henry. Conor versus almost anyone is a huge mismatch on the feet. Conor versus anyone on the feet is a huge mismatch. I mean, if you're at 170 or below. Ngannou versus Rose. Yep. MMA math don't work like that, Jesse. Wait, what I was saying is I was disproving MMA math. Chimaev is about to beat all of them 100%. Dude, we'll see, man. Otis, we will see. If Chimaev beats Leon Edwards, fuck, dude. Because, listen, this is the thing. There is no way to know how good he is yet because he hasn't fought anyone good, right? But he has fought nothing but UFC fighters, and he's made them look like they didn't even belong in the same octagon as him, which is exactly what Conor looked like when he first came in. And all the time people were like, hey, he's never fought anyone real, man. He's never fought anyone real. He's all fighting fucking chumps. That's what they're saying about Chimaev. But he's so dominant. I mean, and obviously, look, man, there's no secrets here. Like Khabib is a mythic, like superstar figure in the Muslim world. And he's retiring. And if Khamzat Chimaev can slide into that role, that will be incredibly exciting for the fan base, incredibly exciting for Conor. I'm sorry, for Dana, for the organization, for everybody. Like if Khamzat lives up to what he looks like he's going to be, it is such a tremendous win for everybody. Like regardless, like it doesn't even matter geography, like Muslim world, Eastern Europe, like, Western, it doesn't matter. Like having awesome people from that part of the world is fucking awesome. Like, it just gives like, like if you're talking about like a company, like, oh, we need to do, diversity training and have some I've never really understood the benefit of that. But in fighting, there's a huge benefit to that because it's fucking cool because they're cool like narratives. It's all about the story. It's like, where's this guy come from? Like, what's his fucking story? It's like, dude, he came up in Chechnya, dude, fucking war-torn Chechnya. And fled there and went to Sweden. And, like, you need, like, these stories from people, like, regardless of where they come from, but, like, having it all over the world, and all have these fucking incredible origin stories. It's the best, dude. It's the fucking best. And Khamzat Chimaev's story is awesome. And he's a fucking badass, obviously. He's a killing machine. So I really hope he wins. I also have grown to kind of like Leon Edwards just because I've talked about him so much on here. Like, because I'm serious. Like, I wish that UFC would hire me as like a social media like consultant. You know, like when I talk about it, it's so funny. I said something about that somewhere in some video. They're like, oh, look at this guy. Hey, you have 8,000 subs. Like, how are you giving advice to anyone? I'm like, yeah, that's because I was nobody, you fucking idiot. Oh, my dude. Dude, Corrupted is my favorite guy ever. Also, rich as fuck, son. Thanks, dog. I appreciate you, dog. Consider Telegram group to fully express. Yeah, dude, okay. Dude, you have my email. Email me and let's talk. Like, let's you and I actually talk. Like, explain to me how to do the Telegram group because I really don't understand how to do it. I'm just at real Jesse on fire at Gmail. Let's talk because I will fucking do that, dude. You know what I've been doing lately, actually, or not? I mean, like for the last 2 days, is have you guys seen this app? Have you guys seen the Clubhouse app yet? Like, it looks like, I don't know if you can see it. It's that one right there that has like a black dude with a guitar. That's the Clubhouse app. Okay, so this is fucking awesome, dude. It's like you have to like get invited. So you get invited and there are all these like, they're basically these like impromptu Zoom calls, right? And so like there's a million topics. There's like no UFC on it. So I was like, Jesus, where's all the UFC? I haven't really figured out how to like create groups yet, but I'm going to create one on there. But like when I went in there, the first thing I saw was a group called Black Women Ask White Men Hard Questions. And I was like, fucking, I'm in, dude. And so I went in there and it was like, it seriously, it gave me hope. Like it really, like, I'm not like joking, like where, you know, I'm watching my country fall apart because of the absence of people just talking to each other, you know? And so it's like, I saw that group and I went in and I just listened and I was like, this is how we fix the fucking country right here. It's like force people to get in these groups, like start a group that says, I voted for Trump and I want to explain myself to Democrats or something. You know what I mean? And then so you get a bunch of people who are like, who could fucking vote for Trump? And then you just let them talk, like actually talk to each other. But anyway, join Clubhouse because I'm going to do something on there. I got to figure out exactly how to make it work. But yeah, Corrupted, hit me up, dude. And let's talk about, cause I'll do Telegram especially if you help me do it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Here's another thing. I was thinking about this. So Ben Shapiro was talking, I don't know if you guys know what the Daily Wire is, but it's like it's Ben Shapiro's like, whatever. It's like they're like a conservative, political thing. I don't really know if it's kind of like the Young Turks, but they have like their own brand or whatever. And and Ben Shapiro was talking about how they set up the company and he basically, they worked it out. Basically, Ben was like, it turned out I was the talent and he kind of really like helps run the business. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, dude, that's exactly what I need. Like, I need a partner that knows that like figures out how to like put a podcast on it, figures out how to do all this shit. Cause I can do this all fucking day. I can sit in front of a camera literally all day, but all that other stuff, like I don't have time to do that yet. You know, like I have a real job currently. Oh, look at this. People emailing me on the inside. Look at this. I'm going to answer that email because to show you whoever emailed me right now from here, I look at it just like that. If Conor and Izzy were the same weight, who would win and how? By the way, I'm a big ass fan. Oh man, been a fan for months. I love you, son. Luis Varela. Man, that's a tough call. And I mean, listen, when I say Conor's the best striker in the UFC, that's the only person that's in the conversation too. Corrupted. You're too fucking kind. Look for 360 on July. Oh shit. All right. Hold on. Let me see that. 360. Wait. I don't have a 360. I have one from August. Look for 360 on the date. Huh. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this guy. Fuck you, Jesse. Jeez. Look at me. I'm so upset. We'll do Corrupted. Hit me again because I don't know. I couldn't find it on the 360. But let's talk. We'll do a Telegram together. So, how do I say that name? Willem Nijdzink. Damn, whoever made that last name up, like when they were coming up with last names, they're all, let's just make it the hardest fucking name to pronounce ever. Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Willem Nijdzink. Anywho, but Stipe versus Jon Jones. Stipe wins. You're Croatian? All right, then I will. I'll say I don't know who's going to win. I have a feeling that Jon Jones is going to win, but Jon Jones has never been punched in the face by someone like Stipe. I just think, dude, honestly, I'm trying to think of someone who had the ability to leverage the kind of reach that Jon Jones has against Stipe. I'm not trying to like pick against your boy or anything. Like Stipe is the guy who is always, you just accidentally, like for whatever reason, you're like, I don't know. I think he's going to lose this time. Just so fucking weird. Except when he fought DC the first time, that was like one of the only times where I was like, oh, DC has no chance. And then that's the one fight he lost. But for some reason, I always talk myself into the fact that whoever he's fighting has like a chance against him and he always fucking wins. He's so good, dude. He's so good. But I think he's going to have a hard time with Jon Jones' reach, Like if Jon Jones can establish those front kicks, man, like fuck, dude. You guys ever been hit with a front kick in the body? I can't even imagine what it would feel like getting kicked in the body by Jon Jones. Like, they're so long, dude. Like just take a heel to the fucking gut, man. I'd love to see Holloway versus Covington. Wait, I just got jumped down to the bottom. Holloway versus Covington, high cardio, great wrestling versus yeah, but dude, I hear you, Ranch, but when Holloway fought at 155, he looked tiny compared to Dustin Poirier. Like he is a legit 145 pounder, man. Corrupted. Okay, dude, you don't need to give me $50 to send these messages. I love you for it though. Okay, my sent folder, July 29th, 8. What's the title? Just email me right now. Email me right now so I know it's you, and then we'll talk. Although I guess I could go look in July 29th, but I'll have to dig through them and shit, son. See you guys. Throw $50 on. I'll fucking search through them all. Let me see. July 20. Damn, I was doing a lot of fucking emailing back then, huh? Oh, yeah. Is your name's Lou? Your name's Lou on there. I would have never guessed. Oh, Lou. Oh, your fucking email's 360. I got you, dude. So I sold when I was running Major League Fantasy, I sold the company to a company called Latitude 360. So when I search 360, there's a bunch of shit in my inbox from talking about that. Yeah, that's a funny story. Guess where the CEO of Latitude 360 is now? Jail. Fucking jail. Here, I'll hit you back right now. So yeah, let me see what else we got. Stipe, Jon Jones, saw that one. Stipe, Jon Jones, Connor's better striker. Khabib versus Usman. People say Izzy because of his little boxing record. Izzy boxing style would KO Conor in lightweight. Wait, hang on. A person with Izzy's boxing style would KO Conor in lightweight. Well, I mean that's kind of that's kind of a weird thing to say because one of the main things about Izzy is how long his reach is, man. Like, so 155 pounds. I mean, because Conor kind of is Izzy at 155, right? These guys are literally built like I don't even know, like gorillas. Like their arms are so fucking long, dude. Conor, Izzy, Max Holloway, kinda. Let's see. Where does Kevin Lee fit into this? Kevin Lee has lost like 4 of his last 5 fights. Where he fits in is he has a crazy tattoo on the back of his neck that he got to make himself feel better about losing a bunch of fights in a row. Jon Jones is a steroid cheating pussy and can't box backwards. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That, I mean, if Jon washed? That is a fucking legitimate question to ask, because if you look at you look at his last few fights, like he hasn't dominated anyone at 120 pounds, or I'm sorry, 205 in his last few fights. My day job is selling high tech. Brian Johnson, congratulations on a great channel. Thank you so much, man. Corrupted, get me a job. How much time until I reach 100K subs? I have no idea, man. I think I'm surprised by the YouTube algorithm. It just means there's so much competition, because because they're like, oh, your analytics will determine, how much your stuff gets shown to people. And it's like, dude, my analytics are like, they say, they're like, okay, this is what your targets are. Like, my analytics are fucking 10 to 20 times what they say your targets should be. And nonetheless, like, obviously that, I mean, you can see how many people YouTube shows it to. Like, I just don't know, unless, I mean, I think the only way that you can really like shoot is if you get like featured on something. Like if I was on Joe Rogan or something and everyone saw me all at once, they would go seek me out and subscribe. I don't know what the shortcut is besides that. Like I'm on, I have 220,000 people on TikTok, but I really should be fucking pushing people over to my YouTube more. Like I just don't, I did that a lot, but yeah, I stopped doing it because I noticed TikTok started suppressing my shit, like where there was like, when they could tell I was trying to push people from TikTok to YouTube, they started like really suppressing my content. But now I don't know. I just don't care about TikTok anyway. So, but I'll tell you guys a funny story about TikTok. So I'm always really sensitive about what I put, especially on there, because I have such a big following that like, and people from my work had like seen it. And when you work in tech, like if people even think that if you don't actively hate Donald Trump, that's a problem, right? Like, even if I'm just kind of like I say, where I'm like, look, I don't do this shit. I could say he's an asshole when he's an asshole. I can say Joe Biden's cool sometimes and sometimes an asshole, whatever. Like, I'm not playing this fucking game with you guys. But anything that even appears that way would be a problem. So the night that they banned Trump off of Twitter, I just did a TikTok and I was like, well, that was a really good idea, Twitter, because now Trump's going to start his own social media company. And given that every major influencer is trying to get on new platforms as early as possible, how many users do you think that Trump's new social media platform is going to get the day that it fucking launches? 100 million? He's going to end up worth another $10 billion. So good job, Twitter. Like, really, really smart strategy. That's what I said, right? It's not pro-Trump. I'm just talking about fucking business, right? And I went to sleep and I woke up the next morning and had 400,000 views. And a couple conservatives on Twitter had downloaded it and then started sharing it on Twitter. So it went completely viral. And I was like, oh my God, I took it down off Twitter or off TikTok. Because again, the only acceptable answer if you work in Silicon Valley is Trump's the worst person ever. Even anything that even looks, and because the conservatives had taken what I said and downloaded it and shared it as if it was some kind of like pro-Trump thing, which is not what I was doing. I was just saying, from a business standpoint, that was not a smart thing to do. I was like, oh, I was fucking panicking, man. I was really like panicking because that shit, it's no joke, dude. That shit is no joke in Silicon Valley. Like, I don't really understand why. I don't really understand it, but it is a real thing, dude. All right. So do I think Ngannou can beat Stipe in their rematch? Yes, I do. I think Stipe, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did an interview with Eric Nixick, who's the coach of the year and is Francis Ngannou's coach. And he said that since that the Stipe fight, they focused on let's make that weakness into your biggest strength. So if he hasn't been training, takedown defense, that would be very shocking to me, because that's Eric said that they would. So, well, I mean, so they have, right? Let's see. Look at him in his fights. He can't box backwards. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me because most of the time he probably doesn't need to go backwards because he can hit people from so far away. Shane, congrats on the growth. Thank you very much, man. Khabib's acting like a little princess. Khamzat is going to take his place in no time. Khabib's not acting like a princess. Khabib is acting like I've beat everybody and I'm not interested. However, like I've said, things could get very interesting there this weekend. I mean, listen, here's the other thing. Everybody thinks that it's just like, oh, Khabib just wants to fight till it's 30-0 and that'll be it. I don't know, dude. Like, let's say hypothetically that Chandler comes out and fucking smokes Hooker, right? Smokes him. And then Conor smokes Dustin. And then Charles Oliveira, in the time that you know, Khabib fights and beats whoever he fights and beats, Charles Oliveira gets another like strong win. Like, it's possible that Khabib fights another few times. I mean, because for him, it's like, oh, I beat everybody. I mean, maybe it's a 30-0 thing, but I bet you if there are real challenges in front of him, people he hasn't fought before, he might stay around. Who knows? I hope. Conor's going to win by flying dick bar, guillotine toe hold. That's what I would assume too. I'm going to bet that, like on Bovada. Do I ever hit up Muscle Beach? I'd fucking take it down. But no, I live in Northern California currently, but I'm moving. I think we might move to Nashville, son. Nashville's shit. I saw what you're talking about. Khabib's last interview. It's in Russian. He basically said he's not coming back. That is, we'll see. Did I say Silicon Valley? Yes, I did. I work in Silicon Valley. I live in the Bay Area, but also no one goes to an office anymore anyway. So, and between all of us, it's possible that I might be going to a different kind of company, but I can't talk about it yet. Flowtopia. Yep, I did that shit. How did I manage to get referenced on Mixed Molly? So I don't know if you've seen the documentary about my company that I was building, Major League Fantasy. If you look on my channel, it's called Jesse on Fire Startup. But before I had even started the channel, I was on Mixed Molly's Patreon and I commented, I would be honored if you watched this and told me what you thought, about the documentary that, it was produced by the producers of the fucking Bachelor and Undercover Boss and shit. So it's a television show. And he watched it and then he commented like, wow, that was fucking amazing. And then that's how he and I started talking and that's how we met. I talk to him all the time. He and I share some opinions that you can't really talk about publicly. Not that they're, in all honesty, I don't think anything that we say it would be actually controversial to like rational, level-headed people. There's just the environment now is there are certain topics you just stay away from, but he and I talk about them a lot. Am I Irish? I'm part Irish. Yeah. Will Page is my fuck. Where's Will? Will, if you guys like the fucking art, you guys like the thumbnails? Will Page, dog. Will Page fucking did the thumbnails for JOE, did my logos, all that shit. He's my dude. And he did an exceptional job. I think that I might have the best thumbnails in the game, son. Mm-hmm. And that's thanks to Will. Maybe if I identify as a woman, I'll blow up. Yeah, it's one of those things like I was just referring to. One of those things that I just, Conor versus Tony for most delusional motherfucker title. I don't understand. How is Conor delusional? Tony's delusional for sure. Sorry, I'm going backwards now. Khabib versus a full-grown male chimp. Khabib. If you have shit click-through versus watch time, it fucks you up. Yeah, no, I don't. I have great click-through, and I have exceptional fucking watch time. That's what I'm saying. Is like, like the click-through is something like, let's see. Let's have a look-see. But my average watch time is out of this world. And then like the like likes and comments ratio to views is ridiculous. I mean, like ridiculously good. So let's see. Let's pick one random one here. So video analytics. Yeah, my click-through is anywhere between 9 and 15%, depending, which is pretty good. And then, but then the watch time is anywhere between, it averages between 46 on the low end up to like 65%. Like where, you know, like they all look like this. That's the amount of people that watch the entire video. So it's like, I mean, like 50% of people watch the whole fucking video all the way to the end. And that's that one was like a 12-minute video. Yeah, let me see like a longer one. Actually, I haven't looked at the analytics for this one. This is a really long one I did. Yeah. Jesus. This one's 24 minutes long. And that's how many people watch the entire thing. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. It seems that if it worked the way that they say it works, I would be getting suggested a lot more, but I don't know. I don't know. One good video to blow up. Yeah, we'll do the Kamaru Usman, the one, the fucking one that I did where I said that it was footage of Gilbert Burns dominating him in sparring. By the way, since I have my most candid viewers, let me tell you, that sparring footage doesn't mean shit. That was fucking clickbait to the fucking gills. You know, I snapped 20 seconds of them sparring like in a big group class. And I'm like, ooh, look at this, man. Look at, he's fucking him up, dude. I mean, he is winning that, but like, you know, what I thought actually was more notable about that sparring footage was how Usman looked when he missed that hook. He's like, wow, it's like a total arm punch. Like he looks, anyway, neither here nor there. But that was my most clickbaity one. That one has I think like 35,000 views, but it really pissed people off because like it didn't have because the footage was 8 minutes in. So yeah, it has like 36,000 views, but it has 850 likes and 295 dislikes. Fucking babies, man. Just look in the description. It says where the footage is. Fucking pussies. Dana knows if 2% of Pirates pay instead, that is $1 million. Damn, is that true? Yep. That's got to be right. You like getting clickbaited? Dude, the thing is, like, okay. I know, like, okay. So I actually do try to think of clickbait every time, but like as an example, dude, actually, I'll tell you what. Let's fucking play a game, okay? So if I do a video tomorrow about, I don't know, you guys come up what's a clickbait fucking title about a current issue. Think of a good one. I'll fucking do it. I'll do the video and I'll clickbait the shit out of it. I did watch Mixed Molly's Izzy and Jones. It's good. Not his best, but good. All of his are good, dude. He's never made a bad video ever. What do I think of Khabib saying he's not going to fight after all? I am not convinced that that's the case. I mean, you know, listen, and here's the other thing. I said this earlier. Let's say that Khabib really does vacate the title. That doesn't mean he's never coming back, man. Like, you know, like it means he's not going to hold up the division. He's going to give up his belt. And then if Conor wins 2 more times, he's coming back, dude. Like, he's going to come back eventually. Oh, Papa Placid Penis. Thank you, dude. You just wanted me to say your name, Placid Penis. I appreciate that. Oliveira versus Gaethje or Chandler versus Oliveira. What are my thoughts? And if I move to Nashville, can you fucking for sure. Let's do that, my man. So I think it's going to be Oliveira versus Gaethje. Yeah, I think they're going to announce Oliveira versus Gaethje soon, right? Because both of them need a fight. Oliveira, you know, when he said he's demanding a title shot, he's not in a position to do it. Not with the current division. Yeah. My wife has 12K on Insta. Yeah, dude. And I have 220K on motherfucking TikTok. She has 40K on TikTok. That's her job, though, is fucking recruiting people to shit on social media. I told her if she whored out a little bit more, she'd have 120K. It's just not in her nature. It doesn't matter if it's clickbait. Every video is a banger. I totally agree, Jonathan Lambert. That's why I clickbait them. I feel like I'm doing them a favor. It's like, here, clickbait you in. And then all of a sudden they're like, God damn, this guy's fucking cool. Or they're like, fuck this guy, okay? I just wanted to see the sparring footage. I'm going to thumbs down this fucking video, and then I'm going to go fucking jerk off with my sister because I'm a crybaby. Chimaev beat them like they didn't belong here. Yep. Yeah, that doesn't surprise. They're all cut. About make a video about Dana saying he watching. Wait. Yeah, no one would click on that. I like it. Like the Dana's the Dana's doing that, but yeah, I don't I don't know. I don't think anyone would click on it. What would Conor do different in the rematch? That's what I said. That's why I said I can't see how Conor would win. Did I hear Ariel's point about Khabib not fighting in Ramadan because of April? That's true. That is true. What's my proudest lift? Wait, my proudest lift. What does that mean? My proudest lift. I don't know what that means. Conor will edge a decision against the Eagle. Mark my words. That's Will Page. That's tough for me to see. A decision. Conor beats Khabib in a decision. That's I don't know. Wait, Lori S., you talked to all these fighters and Khabib's coach? Yeah, we should for sure talk about that. Email me, realjesseonfire@gmail. I will call you immediately. Just email me your phone number. I'll call you for sure. Oh, got another one. The Palskinator. Thanks, man. Some people think it's impossible for Conor to win a rematch against Khabib. If he's facing a motivated Conor, I can see Khabib shooting in and Conor jumping back and throwing an uppercut for the KO. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's possible for sure. It's just, I mean, anybody can beat anybody. I mean, that's, it's unlikely that some people will win certain matchups, but listen, like Conor can knock anyone out. The thing is that Khabib has almost never been punched hard or hit hard ever. So it really, the one thing that really interests me about that fight is Khabib's never fought in a rematch, and Conor, having already been in there with him, I want to see how they adjust strategically. Like I would be very interested in that. Like how, because Conor's going to go in there with a game plan, and I'm just really curious what that would be after having already been in there. You know what I mean? I'm serious, Lori. Email me. Oliveira would get smashed by Khabib. That I actually agree with. I'm amazing at jiu-jitsu. I think Khabib is good enough at jiu-jitsu that he'd be able to defend. And then when you get to smash a guy in the face, yeah. Do you think it was confidence or relief that Dustin showed in the face-off? I don't know, man. I was talking about that earlier. I think I don't think he's in a good place, man. When I watched it again, I was like, fuck, man, he looks like he's stressed, man. Create something new about new legal issue for Conor. Everyone believe it. He is facing a new fucking legal issue. The girl that put the sexual assault charge on him fucking sued him, which is ridiculous. Like, I mean, listen, these guys that get this famous become utter, just constant targets of that kind of thing. I'm not, I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about that incident. What I do know is that another woman said that he fathered her kid, and DNA tests proved that was not true. So like it's when you become very, very famous and rich and you're a person who parties, like you should really not be partying because you're a huge target for that kind of shit, especially if you drink. Like, I don't care how in control or how whatever you are. If you get drunk, okay, I'm talking anybody gets drunk, you're not in control of yourself. Like that is, I mean, I never get super drunk like that ever because I'm a control freak, right? Like I'll have some drinks, but I never get drunk ever for that exact reason. And think about what it's like to be drunk and be out of control and have girls just throwing themselves at you. Literally, like if you're Conor McGregor, you're out by yourself. I mean, you'll literally have a dozen girls come up and be like, you can fuck me in the bathroom right now if you want to. And, you know, if you're sober, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to go do that. Like, thanks for the offer. You know, maybe you should call your dad and see if he has any thoughts on your behavior. But if you're wasted drunk, you're going to make bad decisions, man. And then, you know, you take her up on that. And she's like, yeah, you put your hands around my neck. Put your hands around my neck, Connor. Do it. I want you to grip me really, really hard. And then boom, the next day she's got a charge on you. Like, this is not rocket science. This shit happens to people a lot, you know? But also, guys like that, they get to the point where they think they can do whatever the fuck they want. And they take a girl in the bathroom and they grip their neck and bang them because they can just do whatever the fuck they want. And maybe the girl didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? It's hard to say. But that's why you shouldn't get drunk. If you're a superstar, don't get blacked out drunk, because especially if a situation like that arises, you want to have a clear head about whether or not you did something wrong. Like, that would be my worst fucking nightmare, dude. If I would never do that. You know, obviously that would never happen now, but like if I was like single and a celebrity, like my worst nightmare would be getting super drunk, having sex with a girl kind of like in the gray zone. And then the next day she's like, I didn't want it. He forced it on me. And you actually can't really remember what happened. And you're like, fuck, did I do that? Like, is it even possible that I fucking did that? It's a nightmare, dude. Fucking nightmare. Because I'll kill anybody that victimizes a girl. Fucking kill them. But don't get out of control drunk, or you're not going to know what the hell you did. Dana's interaction with the internet is hilarious. Yeah, dude, he's like, I dare you guys. Jesse, there's a camera in the room. Jesse, there was a camera in the room. If you rape a woman, you're going to jail. Wait, there was a camera in the room with the Conor incident? Is that true? Damn. Libertas Veritatis. What's up, man? Thank you. Dude, look, if there's any truth to that, if there's any truth to that at all, then fuck that. There's nothing fucking lower than victimizing women in the world. Through about this, you should do a video with Michael Francis. Think it would blow up your channel. You know what? I actually fucking was emailing with him. I was going back and forth with Michael Francis, and he was like, yeah, hit me up after the holidays. And then I hit him up, and now he won't respond. Let me actually double check that he hasn't responded. Because I sent him the thing that I did with Sammy, and he's like, yeah, hit me up. And I did, and then he didn't respond. Oops. The thing that's weird about, dealing with celebrities and their is like someone else always runs their Instagram. And so like they might like look at your thing and it's not them that sees it. And then like, it might be the person who's managing it. And so, you email them a couple times just to see if cause it was almost certainly him that responded the first time, but anyway, it's neither here nor there. Oh, I got one from Sosgao. The vid I did was great. I see McGregor landing one shot yet. Sosgod Zach, if you're in here, thank you. Where was I? Talk about how McGregor didn't have a conditioning coach until the Diaz loss and how he barely had any good sparring partners still. Yeah, I know, dude. Listen, Benny fucking Blanco from the Bronx. What's up, dude? All you children probably don't even know what that is, but I do because I'm old as fuck, son. Carlito's way. Oh yeah, the real Chuck Liddell. Yeah, man, they're real people. They are real people. Oh really? MMA Superfan. You guys got Daily Wire to watch that movie? It's fucking good, right? That movie is good, dude. I loved that movie. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Is such a bullshit. Wait, hang on. Who doesn't Conor come out and say it, though he keeps it blurry so people think he's guilty? His PR firm has made balls of it. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Such a bullshit thing. Yeah, I mean, look, like Wait, yes, there was. It's bollocks. They're trying to get a few. Oh, Conor's innocent. Oh, I see what you're saying. There was a camera in there proving that he's innocent. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's a lot of fucking things, man, but he does not strike me as a person who would victimize a girl, mostly because why would he? Right? Like he's obviously not like a psychopath. I mean, he might be like crazy sometimes, but he's not like a psycho. Now, if he could bang any girl in the entire fucking building, why would he victimize one? It just doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like that is the main problem with me on that one is like, why? Why would he, what possible reason would he do that? He's got in his cell phone, he probably has 500 girls on call that he could go do that with any time. Like why? It doesn't add up, dude. And the thing in France was total bullshit. I heard. Do I play DraftKings? Oh man, that is there is a so DK Live, like their standalone app where they do all the videos. That was my idea that I pitched to them. And I told them all I wanted was to be able to come on and lead that effort, and they fucking stole it. So no is the answer. I do not play DraftKings. Do I believe Mike Tyson raped that girl? Man, that is a tough question to answer. If you would have asked me that any other time ever, I would have said, no, I don't believe it. I think it's possible now that I have daughters, because that girl was 18 years old, that maybe she just didn't understand what she was doing. Like she, fuck, how do I explain this? Like if that girl would have been 23 years old, I would say, fuck no, there's no way it's real. Because she was 18, 18's a fucking baby, man. Like 18, I mean, there are girls at 18 that completely understand that game and girls at 18 that have no experience in that game. And it's possible that that girl didn't understand what she was doing and didn't understand that she's going to his room. Because the common sense thing is you're like, okay, you can't go to Mike Tyson's room at 2:30 in the morning and then start hooking up with him and then be like, you know what I mean? It's like just being in that situation makes it super questionable. But an 18-year-old girl with almost no experience, I think it's more likely that she was innocent, she was whatever, and then she regretted it the next day. That's what I would guess. But I don't know. Because I've looked at her face, like I saw the footage of her dancing at the pageant, the day before. And she looks like an inexperienced girl who's flirting. Like she's throwing it at him. And she's in, like, I don't think Tyson, I'll say this. I don't think Tyson knowingly forced himself on her at all. So actually the answer is no. Yeah, I do think he's innocent. I just think the way she interpreted it maybe was not just like an outright, I don't know if she was being predatory is all the point that I'm making. Like, I don't know if she set out, to set him up like I was talking about, where trap a celebrity, whatever. I think it's possible that she's naive and stupid. She had sex with him. She realized the next day he's never going to call her ever again. She didn't like how it felt. And then she concocted, she's fucking 18 years old. And she's like, yeah, and I didn't even really want to do that. And then, so I don't know. I mean, but no, I mean, I don't think that Mike Tyson fucking was all here, come up to my room. I'm going to hold you down and the fucking trial made no sense. Like even her testimony made no fucking sense. DraftKings stopped the steal. Yeah, that happened in 2016. So that ship has sailed. McGregor versus Usman is a way closer fight than people think. Maybe. All right. Fuck, I've been on here for an hour and a half. My kids are probably really pissed at me, and my wife is. I got to jump. But read the New York Times article. Conor, it's bullshit. The girl's basically trying to blackmail him into settling over. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. And as a matter of fact, the way Conor answered it yesterday, he doesn't look like a person who's carrying around a bunch of guilt on that. He's just like, it's been investigated. It's over with. And the fact that they did it right now, that fucking says a lot. Like, oh, really? Right now? Like right now, really? geez, what's going on in Conor's life that would have, I mean, because if he raped you, right? Like, you would just sue him. You wouldn't wait until it's fight weekend and then try to, I don't know. Why did I wait forever to make a channel talking about UFC? That is a funny question. So the reason why I'll live stream during the card for sure. The reason why I did one is because I started submitting to Chael Sonnen's fan questions and he picked mine twice. And then I was like watching my own, I'm watching my own videos and I was like, these are fucking fire, man. Like, I don't know, like I should just start my own channel. And then TikTok came out and I just started doing one TikTok every day and it blew up. And then simultaneously, I figured out that you can make money on YouTube, which obviously you need a lot more subscribers than I have to make real money. But, I got my deposit today, $200 for the month, dude. What's up? $200. It's going to be bigger next month because of my boy Corrupted, son. Anyway, I love you guys. I will definitely be back on Saturday. Peace.